Welcome to the Payback Team Training Call. This is a fantastic start to the new year. We're going to start this off right. We're going to talk about 10 things today that you need to focus on that's going to make 2025 a better year for you. So I want to say right off the bat that I know that you guys didn't come here to the life insurance business just because you wanted to life insurance make everybody happy, right? I know for a fact that you didn't come here just because of me. And I know you guys didn't come here just so that you can go out and take time away from your family, right? But I do know that you have some dreams, some ambitions, some things that you want to accomplish in your life. Maybe that's passive income for retirement. Maybe that's, growing your income every day, every year, so that you can have residual income coming in. And I know that some of you did this because you wanted to change some of the circumstances that you guys have in your life. Maybe you were in a worse opportunity later or earlier on, and it didn't quite work out for you. And maybe you're looking for a better opportunity a better environment to grow with. Maybe you want to just grow and grow and grow, and you want something that's a little bit more challenging. Okay. Well, there's going to be 10 steps here that I'm going to give you. So if you can write these down, it's only going to benefit you, because over the course of this year, 2025, we're going to make this the best year possible. There's no reason why we should do exactly the same thing that we did in 2024, because 2024 only got us to where we are today. We need to end 2025 with a better place than what we're at the end of 2024. Whether that's 2-timing your business or 10-timing your business, we have to grow our business no matter what. So I'm going to list out 10 things that we're going to focus on in 2025 to help our businesses grow. Okay. And these aren't going to be in any specific order. Number one is convention, right? We have convention coming up in a month. If you don't have your tickets yet, you should definitely get your tickets, and you should definitely go, because in convention, that alone will help you 10 times your business, at minimum 2 times your business. I've went to convention twice in a row since I've started this business, and every single year I have doubled my business. This year, I plan on 10 times my business by the end of 2025. Convention is going to kickstart that because it's at the beginning of the year anyways. So convention is going to kickstart that to help us grow our business just by being around the people that have the same mindset. They have the same attitudes. They have the same goals. They have the same ambitions. And you can network and meet people there that are going to be better than you. And that's what you want. You want to learn from somebody that's better than you, not somebody that's not as good as you. And so when you see people up on stage and you want to talk to them, I encourage you to be bold and be ambitious and walk up to them and ask them questions. What I like to do before I go to convention is write down 10 questions, really good, solid questions that I need to get answers to. And that way, when I see somebody I want to talk to that's doing better than me, maybe somebody that is selling $1 million a year in issue paid business, that might be somebody that I want to talk to, because this year I only sold half that, 500,000, right? So I'm going to ask them, what are their tricks of their trade? What are they doing in their business? How many leads are they calling? That may be some questions that may want to write down, and then take actionable steps and live those breaks on purpose, right? And what I mean by that is, whenever there's a break, go talk to somebody. If you're out going to the bathroom and you walk by somebody that you know or that you want to talk to, stop that person for 5 minutes and say, hey man, do you mind if I just take 30 seconds of your time? I see you all the time on social media. Can I just pick your brain for 30 seconds here? I got a question I want to ask you. I know you're doing really well, and I wanted to get a question answered. There's not one person at Family First Life that will not be willing to help you. So I promise you, if you go there with an intention of asking questions, you're going to get your questions answered, and that's going to help you springboard your business in 2025 as well. That's number 10. Number 9, personal branding. This year, we need to focus on personal branding. You can get leads this way, and you can get people that want to work with you this way. Okay. All you have to do is talk. You guys talk to people all the time, your friends, your family. You tell them about what you do. You tell them about your policies. It comes up in conversation. All you have to do is put a camera in front of your face and do the same exact thing. And just start somewhere. Instagram, LinkedIn, they're great places to start. LinkedIn is a business platform, if you guys don't know, and you guys should start connecting with people in our industry that are like-minded, just like yourself, and just start posting on Facebook, Instagram, maybe TikTok, if that's your thing, and maybe and LinkedIn as well. If you don't have a business page for Facebook, open up a business page for Facebook. LinkedIn and Instagram are connected. And on that note right there, what you should also do, if you don't know the platforms, start learning the platforms. And pick one. If you have never posted before, or if you're good at posting, it doesn't matter. Learn the platforms and practice on the platforms. Learn their techniques. Learn what they're good at, right? All you have to do is Google it. We have AI in Apple right now, AI in Google right now. You can Google anything and find tons of information. So if you don't know something about platforms, like what is the best platform to start with? If I'm 50 years old, right? Maybe they'll say Facebook, maybe they'll say Instagram, right? But get on a platform and just start posting, okay? Build your brand. You can always adjust it later on. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to get started and do something consistently, okay? Do it one day a week if that's what you want to do. Start with one day a week. And then as you get better at it, you start getting tools that help you, create better videos. And then maybe you start posting twice a week, right? Get better at the tools. Start learning how to post. This is something that you want to focus on by the end of the year. Now, let me back up one thing. I forgot to say something. Out of these 10 steps that I'm going to give you that we're going to focus on in 2025, write down each step. And then what I want you guys to do is take 5 minutes after this call and write down what you're going to do according to that step that is going to improve you in 2025, right? So like number 10 was networking at convention and convention prep, right? So you want to write down, 10 questions that you want to go to prepare for a convention. Okay. Number 9 is personal branding. So you want to write down a goal of what you want to achieve by the end of 2025 to help your personal branding. Because if you get really, really good at personal branding online on social media, you can start from anywhere. And that's going to help bring in clients. And it's also going to help you bring in recruits, people that want to work with you specifically, right? It's not because when you recruit, you don't want to go out and hire everybody. You want to hire people that you connect with. And the people that find you on social media, they connect with you because they're the ones that are watching. And it doesn't matter who you are, you connect with somebody else. There's somebody that maybe not connects with you, right? And then, they're going to friend you and follow you just to find out that, oh, they don't connect with you. Well, then they won't reach out. And that's okay too, right? Number 8, lead generation strategies. Okay. Now, the easiest way, one of them we just went over is social media. The easiest way to generate leads is to buy leads, right? We have plenty of leads in the CRM that you can buy. That's the easiest way to generate leads. Okay. The second easiest way to generate leads is social media. Get on social media. The third easiest way is to generate warm market leads. Okay, talk to your friends and family. Tell them about what you do. Set up an appointment to talk about IULs. We're all specializing in IULs, right? Let people know what you do. Don't be afraid, be confident. Let people know what you do. Okay. Now, number 7, product mastery. Product mastery. If we're doing IULs, you want to master IULs. I'm not a master of IULs. Am I good at it? Yeah. And I feel like I'm damn good. But am I a master at it? No. And there are so many carriers out there that have IULs. So master the concept of IULs, and then take one carrier and master their platform, master their illustration software, master what they do, what you can do, how you can design the IUL, and then start getting better at it. Practice it. Write IULs. Once you feel like you've mastered that, then move on to another carrier. Find out what their living benefits are compared to the other carrier. Find out what their illustration software looks like compared to the other carrier. Then practice that one. Okay. Then when you've mastered that one, move on to the next carrier and do the same thing. But practice product knowledge. That's what you have to do by the end of 2025. Okay. Product mastery. Number 6, metrics and accountability. You have to grow your business, right? If you don't know, if you're spending money on leads and you don't know if it's working out for you, you're throwing money away. You could be buying leads that aren't working for you, and there could be another lead that is better for you, more cost efficient for you. Get to know your metrics. I have a spreadsheet for you guys that I specifically designed for my team to track your KPIs, your key performance indicators. And it's in the Read This First document. If you guys don't have the Read This First document, let me know after the training call and I'll send it to you. There's videos in there on how to use it. You guys can customize it for your own if you want, but it's the basics so that you guys can start tracking your numbers. And that's definitely what you want to do, is track your numbers, especially since we're in January. You can start tracking your numbers starting right now. By the end of 2025, you'll have all of this data that's only going to help you get better. You can look back and say, okay, I spent this much on operating expenses. I spent this much on VAs. I spent this much on licenses. I spent this much on training. I spent this much on business trips. I spent this much on leads. I spent this much on this and this and this and this. You have all of this data. If you don't start tracking your numbers now, by the end of 2025, you're not going to have any data. And then you have to start somewhere. The best data isn't the data that you have right now. It's the data that you tracked in the past. Okay. If you don't track anything, you're never going to have anything in the past. Okay. So I have sheets set up for you. You want to track your expenses. That way you can keep your tax liability low at the end of the year. I have a sheet set up for you for operating expenses as well. And then you want to track your leads. Okay. Track how much a lead cost is. You also want to track what happens with your leads, right? How many appointments do I set per month? Out of how many appointments do I set? How many appointments showed up? How many appointments did I present? Out of how many appointments that I presented, how many did I close? You want to track your closing ratio, because at the end of the month, if you have no data, you don't know where to improve. But if you come to me and you say, you know what? My close ratio is 10%. I thought it was a lot higher than that, but it's only 10%. What can I do to get better? And then I can say, okay, well, if it's only 10%, we know what we need to work on. But if you come to me and say, hey, my close ratio, I'm not closing very many leads. I'm not closing very many people. I'm going to ask you, what is your closing percentage? And if you don't know it, how am I supposed to help you? So we have to track our KPIs on every single thing that we do. And there is a link to a spreadsheet in read this first document. If you guys don't have it, reach out to me. Okay. Mindset and goal setting. Okay. Number one, this is important mindset, right? We're going to go through a roller coaster. It happens to everybody. We're going to have our ups and we're going to have our downs, right? Every single month, we have ups and downs. Every single year, we have months that are up, we have months that are down. I can look back in the last 2 years because I have 2 years worth of data now, and I can say, oh, well, in 2022, June rocketed for me. But in 2023, June didn't rocket. It was down. And I can look back and I can say, well, why did that happen? And it was because, I had things going on in my life at that time. I had personal issues that had to take some time away from my work, right? So my consistency kind of fell off a little bit, right? But I wouldn't have known that except for I looked at the numbers. Okay. But mindset is the big thing. Mindset is going to help you get through the hard times. Mindset, a really good mindset is going to help you achieve your goals even when the tough times are happening. Because tough times are going to happen for all of us. And you may start off with a roller coaster that looks like this. It's going up and it's going down big time. But just like any other roller coaster out there, what do roller coasters do? They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. But they don't go way up and they don't go way down at the end of the roller coaster. It usually flattens out a little bit. And so as you get better and as you gain more experience, your roller coaster will flatten out and you'll have more consistency. Okay. Write this down. Persistency will get you there. Consistency will keep you there. Persistency will get you there. Consistency will keep you there. Okay. Because being persistent will get you there. You have all the excitement. You're ready to go. It's the beginning of the year. It's 2025, right? You're on fire, especially coming out of convention. You're going to be on fire, ready to go. But eventually that fire is going to wear off, right? And you're going to plateau. So how do you get past that plateau? You got to learn more, right? You got to do it on purpose. You got to do things on purpose to help us grow mentally, financially, spiritually, right? All of that stuff plays a part in your business. And so if you don't have the right mindset, it's going to be a tough time for you. Now, what do I do for mindset? Every single day, this is what I do. I wake up in the morning. I read scriptures with my son. I go work out because I worked on spiritual. Now I'm going to work on physical. And then while I'm working out, I'm also listening to something that's positive. I love to listen to Ed Milet. He has some of the same morals and values that I do. And he talks to people that are in this world that has value for things that I'm interested in, right? I read books. One of the best that you guys could read right now is called 10X is better than, 10X is easier than 2X. Now, I don't remember the name of the guy. It's written by two guys. I can't remember the guys. You can find it on Amazon. 10X is easier than 2X. It's a really, really good book. It helped me in my business last year. Okay. So that's the mindset part of it. And then goal setting. This is the other part of number 5, goal setting. We are at the beginning of 2025, right? This is a perfect time to think about where do you want to be on 12/31/2025? Do you want to be in the same spot you're at right now? Do you want to be or do you want to be in a better spot? Do you want your family to be in the same spot right now? We all have a little bit of struggles going on. Even the people that have so many financial dollars coming in from passive income, they still have issues, right? They still have things they want to work on, goals they want to work on. Everybody does. So I encourage you to take time. And I just had my son do this today. What I like to do every single beginning of the year is do a brain dump. Meaning, on a piece of paper, literally just write down everything that you want with no ramifications there. I don't want you to think, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? I want a Ferrari. Who cares? Write it down. How am I going to get a Ferrari? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. That's what you want. That's what you want deep down inside. Write it down. That doesn't matter how you're going to get it, right? So do a brain dump of what you want in your whole life, what you want to achieve in your whole life, right? Financially, spiritually, physically. Do you want to be in the same shape you are right now by the end of 2025? Do you want to be in better shape, right? Write that stuff down. Do a brain dump, and you'll come up with literally hundreds of items, 150, 200, 500 items. Do a brain dump and just get it down on paper. Then what you can do is narrow down your top 10. Narrow down your top 10 out of that brain dump. What are the top 10 things that I want to focus on just this year? Top 10, right? You can even do top 12 and do one a month, because that's the next step. Is what am I going to do this quarter to get me closer to those top 10 goals or those top 12 goals, right? And you pick 3 or 4 of them that you want to work on this quarter. The quarter ends in March 31st. So we're at the top of the quarter right now. It's a perfect day to figure out what you want to work on over the next 3 months. And when you work on those things, every single one of those things should get you closer to your end goal at the end of the year, which will get you closer to your lifetime goals of what you want. Okay. Number 4, building client trust. Okay. Every single day when you talk to your clients, if you can, record the call. Then you can go back and listen to it and say, okay, what did I say there? I guarantee you when you record your call, now Apple, I don't know if you guys have Apple, but Apple has a, right at the top, you can hit the button and it'll record the call. When you talk to the client, just ask them, hey, do you mind if I record this call for training purposes? It's only got to go to me, nobody else. If they say yes, record the call. Then you can go back to and listen to it. And I promise you, when you go back and listen to it, you're going to be like, why did I say that? There's going to be instances in there that you're going to be like, I should have said that a little bit differently. I could have been a little bit nicer right there. Man, I sound like a jerk, right? And so then it teaches you to have a little bit more empathy with your clients, teaches you where you messed up a little bit. It teaches you to then actively listen, right? Because that's what we want to do with the clients, is listen and ask them questions so that they do the majority of the talking, not you. Okay. Then follow up with your clients. Okay. This is another thing that you really, really have to focus on in 2025, is to building that client trust, because as you build the client trust and you do a yearly annual review with them, what are they going to do? Free leads. You're going to have referrals coming in like you wouldn't believe. There's so many times, especially with IULs, there's so many times where after I wrote up the client and they got approved and we went through the underwriting process, I'm communicating with them, letting them know what they need to do, what they need not to do. Right after we get them approved, they're like, hey, can I have you write a policy for my daughter, for my son? Of course. I got a friend of mine that's interested too. Perfect. No problem. And what I like to do, if I have a referral for a friend or something, I'll say, hey, do you mind, rather than me calling them out of the blue, just because you told me to, do you mind just putting me in a group text with them and you introduce me in a group text and then I'll kind of take over? Is that okay? And most of the time they're like, yeah, no problem. Okay. So building client trust is a big one. Here's number 3, sales process refinement. Sales process refinement, right? There's a lot of times where we get to the end of the call, or we get to the end of the whole process, the sales process for the IUL, and or for mortgage protection policy or final expense, doesn't matter what it is. And we get to the end of the call and they're like, nah, let me think about it. The dreaded, let me think about it, right? What does that mean? That means I'm not buying a policy, not today and not ever. Right? Because when they think about it, you're the only source of information they have. They can Google it, but that's not going to really tell them anything about the carrier, about the specific policy, about the living benefits. So what are they thinking about? Do I want it for this price, or do I want to save the money? Right? So you have to learn to follow up with the client, build that trust, and you have to learn to be able to close the client right then and there. There's different ways that you could do that. If you don't see your close, if you're tracking your numbers and you're not seeing your close ratio go up over time, which it should, doesn't mean that it has to go up and not come down. It can come down a little bit and then it'll go up. But if you take the average from January to December and it doesn't go up, then there's something that you need to work on, right? Could be different questions that you could ask, could be different tone of voice, could be, maybe different things that you can say. Maybe you need to be a little bit more persistent with the client. Maybe you need to get them to, maybe you need to push a little bit, be a little bit pushy. A lot pushy is not very good, but it's okay to be a little bit pushy sometimes. And if you're a little bit pushy for the right reasons, a lot of times they'll come back and thank you later. Okay. Okay. And then number 2, live coaching calls. Okay. You guys all know I'm available for you guys all the time. If you guys text me, I will text you back as soon as I'm available. Usually that's right away. If I'm in between calls and I get a text from an agent or one of my team members or one of my assistants, they're getting a call back or a text back right away, unless I'm in the middle of doing something that I can absolutely not get away for 5 minutes. You guys have that availability for me. We also, in the read this first document is a link to my calendar. If you guys need an hour, okay, maybe a half an hour, to jump on a Zoom with me one-on-one, schedule a time that fits you guys, rather than us texting back and forth and saying, oh, well, this ain't going to work. I got to call it this time. You got to call it that time. Just jump on my schedule. Okay. Then my dialers and my assistants, they cannot schedule anything on that time. And that time is specifically yours. I have one agent that does it about twice a week, and I love it. In fact, I get upset when you guys don't do it because I want to help you guys. Unless you guys are killing it, doing 40,000, 50,000 issue paid premium a month, you should definitely take advantage of that and get the one-on-one training with me. Because even if you don't know what you don't know, I like my new agents that just start with me to do it at least once a week. Okay. Once you start selling on a consistent basis, then you can go to once every 2 weeks, or then eventually once every month. But get on my schedule because I want to help you. A lot of times agents think, well, he's too busy for me. No, I'm not. I get paid for what you guys sell. Why would I be too busy for you? That's how it works, right? So you guys deserve my time over everybody. Now, if you try to book a time at 1 o'clock in the morning, then I might say no. But guess what? The first thing in the morning, we're jumping on a Zoom together, right? That's the way it works though, guys. Get on my schedule. Let's do a one-on-one once a week until you guys can get consistent. And then let's get going. Let's work on the things that you need to work on, right? When you come to the call, have 5 things or even 3 things. Maybe it's one thing that you really, really need some coaching on or need some help with. And we'll talk about that. If you don't have anything, that you think you can work on, no problem. Get on the coaching call anyways. We'll figure out what you need to work on. You and I will brainstorm and we'll go away with some actionable items so that you guys can take advantage of those 3 items or 5 items or maybe 1 item that you can work on in the next week, maybe the next month. Every single day you do this, you're going to get a little bit better. Every single week you do this, you're going to get a little bit better. And all you need to do is get a little bit better every single day. If you're 1% better every single day, then guess what? By the end of the day, by the end of the year, you're 365% better, right? And that's what you need to work on. Okay. And then here's the last one, number 1 right here, role playing. Okay. Role playing objections, role playing with the client calls, role playing delivers literally knowledge to you guys in a real-time format. And I don't know of any other team that has this call, but our team has a call Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every single week, unless I can't make the call. And then I will notify you guys through the Discord app. Okay. If you don't have the Discord app, let me know after the call. We'll get you in there, because that's where we communicate with everybody. We have all of the schedules are in the read this first document. We also have team training calls, like this one right here is a team training call. But on Monday, it's all the role play calls are at different times on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's 4 o'clock on Mondays, 1 o'clock on Wednesdays, and 11 a.m. on Fridays, all Central Time. Okay. If you wanted, and what I encourage you to do is block that time off, put it in your calendar right now, so that way every single day it pops in your calendar. You know, okay, I need to be on the role play call, because as you communicate, as we do live role play, you're going to get way better than what you are right now. You're going to say things and I'm going to say, okay, that sounds great, but let's say it a little bit differently to help the client understand in a different way the same question, the same answer. Right? So by you getting on these, the other better simply by being on the role play calls. We're going to go over scenarios. We're going to go over different ideas that you can do to help build illustrations. We'll run mock illustration calls. We'll run mock appointment setting calls. And by being on that call, you guys are just going to explode your business. And if you do it every single day, you're going to learn little nuggets. If you learn a different way to say one thing while you're on there, and you take that and you talk to a client, and by saying that one thing, it turns that client around from saying no to a yes. You just made yourself whatever you made yourself on that, maybe $1,000, maybe 1,500, right? So are they valuable? Yes, they are a money-making activity. We get the money-making activities are learning. You get paid when you sell the policy. You get paid when the client agrees to buy the policy, right? And then at the end of that, you get it in your account once the client, signs on the dotted line, right? But a money-making activity is the learning process, and it's going to help you expand. It's going to help you grow. It's going to help you 10x your business by the end of this year. And that's where we want to be. Okay. So I encourage you, get on my calendar, get on role play calls, go through the read this first document. It's like in paragraph form if you haven't gone through it, and there's bullet points in there of what you need to do to focus on to get started. The big thing is putting the training calls in your regiment or in your calendar so that you know exactly where they are. FFL so we're all part of Jamie Cherio's group as well. And we're all part of Grady Polson's group. Grady Polson is an integrity partner. Jamie Cherio's an integrity partner. Andrew Taylor is right above Grady Polson. He's an integrity partner. And then Shawn Mike is right above him. Now, we have access to all of their training calls. They're all over YouTube as well. So I encourage you, when you're out and about, I always like to call my truck Automobile University, because I'm always listening to something that's going to help me grow. And especially when I'm new, if I learned a new product, like when I was learning IULs, I would get on a YouTube video for somebody. I would just Google, NLG illustration, or how to sell an IUL, just something that would pop up a video so that I can listen to something while I'm going down the road and learn something new. Just pick up 1 or 2 or 3 little nuggets that I could take with me to help me sell the policies. That's what I did every single day. And I encourage you guys to do that as well, because it's only going to help your business in 2025. So that's all I got for you guys. If you haven't got your tickets to FFL convention, get them now. The hotel is literally right across the street. Super nice hotel. The block of rooms, I don't know how many rooms they have left, but if you don't have your room, get them right now. They have a huge discount for FFL if they have any rooms left. There's a bunch of hotels around the area as well. But I encourage you, if you want to 10x your business, you guys literally have to get to convention. Once you get your tickets, text me, and I'm going to send you a form to fill out, because we want to know who's going so that we can keep in communication while we're there and have a group business meeting with the big teams. Okay, because Jamie will have a meetup while we're there, and then Grady will probably have a meetup for the whole team as well. So I encourage you to get your tickets, get your hotels, get your cars rented. General admission is $99. If you want to get closer, you can get free leads if you get closer. You buy the $299 tickets, I guarantee you'll probably get free leads if you participate. But it's up to you guys. But hopefully I'll see you all there at the convention. Go to fflconvention.com to sign up. You guys have a wonderful day. Talk to you guys soon. Hope you had a great new year.